Face up, face down, flipped, unflipped, and transformed. They all sound like the same thing. And in Magic the Gathering, we kind of use all those terms interchangeably, but there's actually a huge difference between all those things. I think what most people don't realize is that there's actually 4 different statuses a permanent can be in a game of Magic the Gathering. And what statuses are the physical state of the card, the actual physical orientation of it. The most common of the 4 that we see is tapped or untapped, whether a card is sideways or upright. Another one that people are probably familiar with is phased in or phased out, whether we pretend it exists on the board or not. But flipped and unflipped is also a status that a permanent can have. And that is just when a card is in the state of being right side up or upside down, and we've only seen this in the original Kamigawa block. There isn't very much that interact with flipped or unflipped, but something to keep in mind is that copy effects will only copy over the characteristics and not the status of the card. For example, if I were to copy a creature, and the creature I'm copying is tapped, my copy only copies the face of the card and not the status. So it will look like the same card, but it will be in the untapped status. The same principle applies to flipped or unflipped. If I have an unflipped Bushi Tenderfoot, and my opponent controlled a flipped Tomoya the Revealer, and I made my Bushi Tenderfoot a copy of that card, we'll copy all the characteristics of that card, but we will not copy the status. So because this card is currently unflipped, we'll have all the characteristics of the other card, but this will be in an unflipped state, which means we'll have Jushi Apprentice and not Tomoya the Revealer. The last status that a card can have is be face down or be face up. But what I think many people were confused about with my video yesterday is that transform means a card is either flipped or unflipped or face up or face down. But transforming is a whole separate other thing. It has nothing to do with status and more about the quality of the card. You see, transforming double face permanents have a certain quality about the physical card that gives them the ability to transform, which is obviously the fact that they have double faces, a magic card face on the front and a magic card face on the back. Also that they have the ability to transform, which they're changing the rules on that. I made a video on it yesterday. But face up, face down cards don't have that quality about them because they have a magic card face on the front and nothing else on the back. They're single face cards. Because of the difference between these qualities of the card, this card cannot transform, but these cards do have the ability to transform. And although it seems like the same physical action of turning a card over when you transform, you are not turning them face up or face down. What we're actually doing is turning the other side face up. It seems like the same thing, but it's different. It's different. But it's because of this quality of the card that if we try to turn a double-faced permanent face down, nothing happens. So if I have Delver of Secrets on the battlefield, and there's an effect that's trying to make it turn face down, I'm not going to end up with this face up, or even one of these face down. Delver of Secrets will just chill as a Delver of Secrets while everything else gets turned face down. But that's only for on the battlefield. Even weirder than that is that it is possible to have them on the battlefield face down if an effect allows you to cast it face down or put it onto the battlefield face down. So because Become Anonymous would put that creature into exile, then put it on the battlefield face down, that Delver of Secrets will enter the battlefield face down, but it'll have to be represented by something like a substitute token or some sleeves.